Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Is that right? The stage lights are way too bright, aren't they? Look, it's a haze over here. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Is we on?
Yeah.
Thanks, Manny. Much appreciated. Okay. So, hi everyone. Back for another dose. The Path to Enlightenment. And we start off with the prayers as per usual. Sorry, but we're running a little bit late. There's technical problems on this side. I'll just turn the sound off on my phone. Okay. So, praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. Ampa Chandende Dishe Jepa Tatyapa Yantapa Sope Sanje Ripa Da Jatsa Tempa Dewa Jepa Jita Tempa Chaba Dwe Telo Dewa Nana Mepa Dada Minati Tempa Sanje Chandende Paujawa Jikya Tripala Jatsalo Chado Jatsu Chiwo. Teacher, Bhagawan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly pure and complete Buddha, all-knowing, having poise, Sugata, apprehender of the world, navigator of beings to be subdued, incomparable, teacher of gods and humans, to the Buddha, the Bhagawan, the glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, we prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merits of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. To the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merits of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. This ground, anointed with perfume and strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the four continents, adorned with sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered thus, may all beings enjoy such pure lands. I prostrate my three doors with a mind of respect and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I've ever collected and rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. Then prayer of Lineage of Gurus on page 23. Body born from a million magnificent excellent virtues, speech fulfilling the hopes of infinite beings, a mind that sees all objects of knowledge precisely, I bow my head to the chief among the Shakyas. Supreme sons of the incomparable teacher, carrying the load of all the conqueror's deeds, by their emanations appearing in countless realms, I prostrate to Maitreya and Manjushri. The mother of conquerors is difficult to fathom. The precise thought is in commentaries written by Jambuvipa's ornaments, Nagarjuna and Dasanga. I prostrate at the feet of those most renowned in the three realms. From these two great chariots come the excellent lineages, for the paths of profound view and vast deeds. Their essential points gathered thoroughly and without fault. Prostration to the lamp holding this treasure of instruction. Giving explanation through compassion, by seeing precisely and completely the essential points of all paths of Sutra and Tantra. Holder of the conqueror's entire holy Dharma. Prostrations to the glorious Losang Drapa. I seen all the infinite teachings, supreme way of crossing for those entering the journey to liberation, moved by compassion to deeds skilled in method, prostrations to the spiritual masters who make everything clear. In the prayer of the path to enlightenment, the great treasury of excellence on page 27. The kind master is the basis of all qualities, and proper reliance is the root of the path. By seeing this excellence and through much striving, bestow blessings to be devoted with great respect. This gentle support of freedom, obtained this one time, is most difficult to achieve. Knowing its great value gives rise to a mind seizing its essence constantly day and night. Bestow blessings to generate this continuum unceasingly. It is like a bubble in water, this constantly moving body and life. Thus remember the swift collapse of death. Beyond death, like body and shadow, white and black karmic results follow after. By gaining firm certainty in this, the mass of faults, subtle and very subtle, are abandoned, and the accomplishment of all virtuous collections completed. Bestow blessings to ever retain conscientiousness. The qualities of samsara are unfit to be trusted. The door to all suffering, do not be content with these enjoyments. By knowing its defects, bestow blessings to develop a great aspiration for the bliss of liberation. By that pure thought, great conscientiousness is drawn forth, and mindfulness and awareness of the individual liberation, the root of the teachings. Bestow blessings to make this the essential practice. Just as I myself have fallen into samsara's ocean, all living beings as mother are also like that. By seeing the responsibility for the liberation of beings, bestow blessings to be trained in supreme bodhicitta. However, by merely generating the mind, if not acquainted with the three aspects of ethics, enlightenment will not be attained. By seeing this excellence, bestow blessings to train with strong effort in the vows of the conqueror's sons. As a fine distraction toward perverse objects, by way of proper analysis of the perfect meaning, bestow blessings to swiftly and continuously generate the path related to the union of karma binding and special insight. Thus, becoming a vessel trained in the common paths, enter the Vajrayana supreme evolution of all vehicles. Bestow blessings to engage the easy path itself, that sacred way of crossing for fortunate beings. The base of practice for the two aspects of attainment is when guarding the pure vows of commitment is found to be genuine and certain. Bestow blessings to protect them even at risk of life. Then by understanding properly the important points, which are the essence of the two stages of the Tantra classes, Bestow blessings to practice according to these holy teachings, with continuous effort in the supreme four-session yoga. Like that, may the spiritual friend revealing the gentle path and the friends of proper practice stand firm. Bestow blessings to quickly pacify the masses of outer and inner hindrances. In all rebirths, may I never be parted from perfect gurus and the enjoyment of the glorious Dharma. By utterly completing all qualities, paths and grounds, may I quickly achieve the state of Vajradhara. So we start off with brief meditation. So just focusing for a short time on our breath, on sensation of the breath, just to subdue the mind, subdue any thoughts, let go of any tension, just by relaxing, the yoga of relaxation, focusing on the breath, the rise and fall. And then according to Lord Buddha, it's essential that we focus on death and recognize the certainty of our own death and that it can happen at any time. And the path to enlightenment explains the 6 disadvantages of not remembering death. So we won't remember the Dharma. If we remember it, we won't practice Dharma. And if we practice it sometimes, we won't practice it purely. And we won't practice it continuously. Because we're caught up in day-to-day worldly things that can't sustain us. The 5th disadvantage is we preclude ourselves from liberation. And lastly, we will die with regret that we wasted this extraordinary human life we have. We frittered it away through not remembering death. And the 6th advantage is, if we remember death, our actions become meaningful and our Dharma practice becomes powerful. And it supports us at the start of our practice, it motivates us. It motivates us when we're a Dharma practitioner in the middle of our practice. And right at the end, before enlightenment, it still motivates one to gain the final state of complete enlightenment. And we will die happy and peaceful if we've remembered death this life and modified our actions accordingly. And through knowing it's not going to last, then our life becomes very precious. Our time with others becomes more precious. Our time to meditate becomes more precious. So with that in mind, we'll utilize this session, we'll make the most of it, our Path to Enlightenment session. Developing compassion for all living beings. Everyone faces death again and again and again, life after life. And then faces suffering, rebirth, and samsara. So we generate bodhicitta for all living beings within samsara. And more quickly, I must develop my potential. I must utilize this precious time now and tread the path to enlightenment for the benefit of all living beings without exception. To stabilize on the mind of bodhicitta. And we can finish the meditation. So I should say, just as the prayer started, it was very fantastic timing from Mckibben. It turned on we've got a new light that illuminates the speaker. So suddenly I looked a little bit radiant. That was all down to Mckibben at the start of the prayer. It was a good, perfect timing. So We're on to special insights. So page 833 in the Path to Enlightenment, we're on to the subject of special insight. So special insight is the big chunk that's the remainder of the Path to Enlightenment. It's special insight actually can be used on any subject, but here the focus is on the nature of reality, on ultimate truth, because that's what gets us out. So though the chapter's head is special insight, it's about emptiness. It's about the nature of reality and accessing it through the method of special insight. So there's two main types of meditation, vipassana and shamatha. And special insight, vipassana, is discerning type meditation, analytical, as opposed to the calm abiding type of meditation, which is stabilizing. That doesn't have that discerning, analytical aspect. So on the nature of special insight, Geshe says on page 834, I'll quote from the Path to Enlightenment. Special insight is where, having attained calm abiding, one engages in a particular form of analytical wisdom that induces the bliss of pliancy, and with that analyzes to discern the nature of the object of meditation. It's the actual means to gain the perfection of wisdom. Whereas the practice of calm abiding generates a bliss of pliancy in relation to single-pointedness, special insight generates a bliss of pliancy in relation to analysis. The main function of special insight is to remove all faults and delusions. So, what does that mean? Analytical wisdom that induces a bliss of pliancy. We've got to think about what does that actually mean. So special insight's dependent on calm abiding. You can't generate special insight until you've gained calm abiding. We can train in it, we can train in analysis, but we won't have special insight. So calm abiding, as Geshe said, we gain this bliss or serviceability of body and mind, this pliancy of body and mind, through stabilization, through stillness. And intuitively, if you remember, some of us might have to remember a long time back, but when we've had a good meditation or on retreat, we've had some good sessions, and it goes still or a bit quieter than our mind normally is. And it's a very nice feeling compared to our normal chaos. So it's easy to get a sense of how calm abiding generates this bliss of pliancy. So, but with special insight, this bliss of pliancy is through analysis. So it's harder, I think, to intuitively get a sense of how through analysis have you generated a blissful feeling, you know? So special insight is described as an extraordinarily perceptive state of mind. And able to discern or understand the finest details and the nature of things. So it's a very, I suppose,